Hello, this is Dave Charles on Channel 2, and today I'm doing the Sherlock Holmes Watchalong, 1939, starring Basil Rathbone and Nigel Bruce as Dr. Watson. Alright, so I'm going to be starting the stream in a few minutes. Go watch the movie. And had a pretty good weekend, can't complain too much. Yeah, we did Rick's funeral. Uncle Rick's funeral, and we had to get, good stuff about, talking about our memories of him and stuff. And then, yeah, it was pretty good. And then I had a thing earlier about that day, but won't get into that. Just making that friend an acquaintance now. Not a friend anymore. Hey, TARDIS Time Pal, how are you? We're going to start this Watchalong in a second. All right, so I'm going to do share screen, put on YouTube. Share screen here. Tab, share. So what I'm going to do is do YouTube. I'll look up the movie. All right. Let's see, so it's 1939 one. Tired but still going, yeah. Okay. Oh, DC's got a League of Super Pets now. Alrighty. That's interesting. Okay, Sherlock. Yeah, we saw a Michael Keaton movie yesterday. That was an interesting movie we saw. It was on Amazon Prime. 1939. Yeah, it was one like where they were in the stock market or something. And then it had the actor from The Mummy, Brendan Fraser, in it. And it turns out there was this twist in it. He's like pretending to be this one who couldn't get any sales. And he turned out he was working out for the other company the whole time, and he was doing it so that way he was using the Michael Keaton's role to fall in love with the girlfriend, and make it to where he doesn't focus on trying to get sales, and then basically the whole company goes down in flames. So that's what that movie is about. All right, so Hand of the Baskervilles, 1939. So this is it. So Feature Film did it. There's also a remastered HD version. Guess it doesn't matter which one. Then there's the Jeremy Brett one, but we're not doing that one. Okay. Colorized, we're not doing that. That kind of the remastered ones. Oops. Pause it. So Wellesley Theater did it, posted it. I guess I'll do that one. Okay, here we go. Do the countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Okay. Directed by Sidney Landfield. Jean Marquet. Ernest Pascal. Hammer did a version of this as well, I believe, with Peter Cushing. I believe 59, I think. 1889. In all England, there was no district more dismal than the vast expanse of primitive wasteland, the moors of Dartmoor in Devonshire. Of course, Basil Rathbone, he's known as like the definitive movie Sherlock Holmes. He did like, I don't know how many, but he's done a lot. In fact, the book and later films about was named Barrymore, but in this film he's named Berryman because of the famous Barrymore family of actors.
What did you do then? I hurried across the moor to fetch the doctor, Dr. Mortimer. He was at dinner with Miss Stapleton and her brother.
Very well, Baron. That's all.
Yes, sir.
Dr. Mortimer, to what do you attribute the death of Sir Charles?
I'll pay you, sir.
I might add that for some time Sir Charles was in a highly nervous state.
Why?
Something was preying on his mind. And did he confide to you what was preying on his mind?
Basil Rathbone's first Sherlock Holmes movie, yep.
No.
Oh, and what about those footprints, Mortimer? As though Sir Charles had been tiptoeing back towards the house. I examined them myself, and as a man of science,
I know, Mr. Stapleton. More likely Sir Charles was running.
Running? Running from what?
If you please, gentlemen, one at a time.
Why don't you tell the truth, all of you? Tell all you know.
Silence, Mr. Franklin. You've already testified you were not there and know nothing whatever of this matter.
Nevertheless, I insist he was murdered. Murdered, I tell you.
That will do, sir, that will do. There were no marks on the body of any kind, Dr. Mortimer?
None.
Then as his physician, what would you say was the cause of Sir Charles's death?
Important security message.
Most
Your computer
emphatically
has
the
been
heart
locked
failure,
up.
sir.
What?
Your IP address was used without your knowledge or consent to visit websites that contains identity theft virus. To unlock the computer, please call support immediately.
There's more than one person
Please
in
do
this
not
room.
attempt to shut down or restart your computer. Doing that may lead to data loss and identity theft.
That was weird. That was weird. I was just going to ask Matthew on Facebook, and then all of a sudden that popped up. What the hell is that?
This fellow on earth, you want all these clippings of this Baskervilles.
I don't like this.
What? My conjecture is that he'll be murdered. Murdered?
It'll be very interesting to see if my deductions are accurate.
Must have been a scammer, yeah.
Holmes, while you were out, a gentleman called to see
That
you.
was weird.
He asked you to give it to me?
Oh, no, sir. He just left it by mistake, I imagine.
All right, we're back on here.
Dr. Mortimer?
He didn't leave his name, sir.
No, it's here on the stick, Mrs. Hudson.
Oh, was it? I didn't notice.
Do you know any Dr. Mortimer, Watson? What did he want?
He didn't say, sir.
What do you make of it, Watson? Why should I make anything of it? The fellow came to see you. Ah, but what kind of a fellow? Let me hear you reconstruct him from his walking stick by our usual method of elementary observation. Well, I should say that Dr. Mortimer is a successful man. Well esteemed. Good. Excellent. I should
Sounds
say
like a
that he does a
scam,
great
yeah.
deal of his visiting on foot, because the iron fellow is worn down.
Pierre will be locked up. That was freaky. What the hell was that?
From his friends of the CCH.
All right, let me try
I
something.
should say that's something or other hunt.
It's still doing it.
You've excelled yourself. Does anything escape me? Almost everything, my dear fellow. Huh?
It just does it whenever I do Facebook, though. Watch if I do something else, right? It won't do it.
And when the letters CC are placed before the hospital,
try it.
the name Charing Cross Hospital.
Yep, it worked fine with the AOL. It's just with Facebook. That is weird.
Furthermore, I'd say the Dr. Mortimer had a small
Weird.
practice in the country and was the owner of a dog.
That is weird.
Quite simple. From the teeth mark.
So just when I search in for Facebook, it does that whole thing. We will lock your computer.
And unless I'm
Somebody's
mistaken,
trying to,
Dr. Mortimer will
you know,
call
do
us
this
again
to
in a
you.
few moments.
Rubbish, Holmes. Rubbish.
Weird.
How the devil can you deduce that?
Well, as you
Works for my email, though.
Presume that he'll come back and get it?
Dr. Mortimer, sir.
Mr. Holmes,
Yes. Come in, Dr. Mortimer.
I took the liberty of calling upon
And
you.
left your stick.
Oh, so I did. Thank you so much.
A presentation, I see.
Yes, sir, from Charing Cross Hospital.
Sounds like a scam. Mm.
This is my friend.
Yeah, it's
Dr.
weird that I
Watson.
can't even search for Facebook now on it.
How do you do?
That is freaky.
Mr. Holmes, you're the one man in all England who can help me.
Well, won't you sit down?
Thank you.
I guess I'll just have to tell Matthew
A
on
friend
Twitter
of
on
mine
my
is in
phone.
grave danger.
Let's try
May I
and do
inquire
that.
his name?
Sir Henry Baskerville, heir to the estate of Baskerville Hall. I'm in mortal fear Sir Henry's life will be snuffed out.
Why, what makes you think that?
I have information which leads me to believe that for centuries past, every Baskerville who's inherited the estates has met with a violent and sudden death.
But as I recall it, Sir Charles died from natural causes, heart failure.
Apparently. And that was the verdict of the coroner, in which I, as Sir Charles' physician, concurred. But there was one point which I kept back from the police, from everybody.
Yes?
About 50 yards from where Sir Charles fell dead were footprints.
A man's or a woman's?
Mr. Holmes, they were the footprints of a gigantic hound.
A hound? Well, why didn't you report it?
Not a soul would have believed it. And during the night it rained, and in the morning the marks were completely obliterated, but I saw them as clearly as I see you. And then, a few days ago, as one of the executors of the estate, I found this old document.
Legend of the Hound of the Baskervilles.
Let me read it to you, Mr. Holmes. It's quite short. I won't bore you, I promise.
Yes, please, go on.
In the time of the Great Rebellion, about 1650, Baskerville
I
Manor
can't
was held by
access
Hugo
you on
that day.
Facebook right now. It won't let me go to it.
One Nicholas, this Hugo stole down upon a neighboring farm.
I don't want to risk
and
going to that
cut off the
message
daughter of the
again.
house. He locked her in an upper chamber, and while Hugo and his friends were carousing, as was their nightly custom. Such a cuddlesome little wench never existed before, I swear.
Kind of stressful. I mean, I could try it again. I just don't want to get stressed out.
Tell us more. What happened then? Where was I?
Paul, you were saying.
Oh, yeah. No need to cry out, I don't.
Try and get your message.
You will not hurt children. With that, I whisked her up on the saddle.
Watch, he'll do the same damn thing, though.
You brought her here.
Yep.
To the manor? Where is she?
Go fetch her, Hugo.
Easier said than done, eh, Hugo? How can he fetch him?
What
Isn't
the
he
hell?
here?
Cheers, eh? Come on, I'll show you.
Important security message. Your computer has been locked up. Your IP address was used without your knowledge or consent to visit websites that contains identity theft virus. To unlock the computer, please call support immediately. Please do not attempt to shut down or restart your computer. Doing that may lead to data loss and identity theft. The computer lock is aimed to stop illegal activity. Please call our support immediately. Important security message. Your computer has been locked up. Your IP address was used without your knowledge or consent to visit websites that contains identity theft virus. To unlock the computer, please call support immediately. Please do not attempt to shut down or restart your computer. Doing that may lead to data loss and identity theft. The computer lock is aimed to stop illegal activity. Please call our support immediately. Important security message. Your computer has been locked up. Your IP address was used without your knowledge or consent to visit websites that contains identity theft virus. To unlock the computer, please call support immediately. Please do not attempt to shut down or restart your computer. Doing that may lead to data loss and identity theft. The computer lock is aimed to stop illegal activity. Please call our support immediately. Important security message. Your computer has been locked up. Your IP address was used without your knowledge or consent to visit websites that contain...
I need a break. I'm sorry. I need a break. I need to take a 5-minute break. I'm sorry. Let me take a break for a second. Now I can't ask Facebook. Now I can't exit. Ah, these motherfucker scammers. Excuse me. This is ridiculous. Ah, this is frustrating. No, I'm just going to take a 5-minute break of the movie. I'm still going to go. Just sucks. I can't access Facebook now. Let's see if I can access other stuff, though. I'm just going to do a test. All right, I'm going to do eBay just for the hell of it. eBay, it works fine. Weird. That is weird. So it works fine for everything else except Facebook. That's kind of creepy. That's creepy. All right, let me try Amazon just for the hell of it. Yep, works fine for Amazon. Here, I'll share my screen. Share my screen. Yep, works fine. I'll say you. Say Amazon. See, it works fine for that. See, Amazon's working fine. But it's when I do Facebook, so I do risk doing it again. I don't know. It's stressful, but... let's see. All right, so I'm going to do Facebook again. I'm going to risk doing this. I'm going to put the volume down to 0. Volume down, though. Now I don't hear it as much. Just temporarily for a second, because... But watch, when I do Facebook, this is when it does it. Watch this. No, it actually worked. What the hell? That was weird. Okay, it works now. Facebook works now. That is strange. Okay. Interesting. Okay, well, it's gone now. Whatever the heck that was. That was weird. All right, well, I can go back now. I don't know. Maybe it was a scammer trying to get information or something. But it's fine now. All right, I can go back to the movie now. I just wanted to figure out what was going on. Okay. So I'm going to share screen again. Get off Facebook. All right, so we're going to share again. We'll go back to the movie. Okay. I'll go back a little bit. I'll go back to like 8 minutes in it, since that's when it started. I'll go back to right here.
With that, I whisked her up on the saddle, covered her with the cloak, and we were off like the wind.
You brought her here.
To the manor? Where is she?
Go fetch her, Hugo.
Easier said than done, eh, Hugo? How can he fetch her if she isn't here?
She isn't, eh? Come on, I'll show you. May we come in, my
Okay.
sweet? These
drunken sots would give Hugo the... There is no good.
Let's see Matthew.
What ails him? You go tell what to do. Daddy, listen to you. What's wrong, sir? She's gone, the witch. Well, don't stand there gaping. Go bring my mare. What's wrong? I've never seen
Let's just have fun, yeah.
Where's he gone? Let's follow him. Let's go, Roderick. Farewell. Come on, Matthew. Hold the stirrup, you blockhead. I'll give my soul to the devil for that wench. Yeah, how he pledged his soul to the devil for that wench. Well, may he find her and wed her, then the devil will have his soul.
On and on they rode, until suddenly they came upon the body of the girl.
Uh-oh, dead.
Then, from just over a rise, they heard sounds so hideous that the blood froze in their veins, and looking up, they beheld... Before we could get to him, Sir Hugo was dead, his body literally torn to shreds. Such is the history of the Hound that has cursed the Baskerville family ever since, many having been unhappy in their deaths that have been sudden, violent, and mysterious.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Mr. Holmes.
Interesting. Very interesting.
What do you think?
I don't know.
Mr. Henry's arriving from Canada tomorrow. Please understand my dilemma, my responsibility. I was Sir Charles' best friend. My duty is to protect that boy. If I should take him down there to Baskerville Hall and anything happened to him...
Who, Rathbone?
Dr. Mortimer, is that when Sir Henry arrives, you bring him...
No, I don't think so. Or the other guy.
Mr. Holmes, you don't know what a load you've taken off my mind.
The fellow with the mustache. Talking about him?
Charles, tick again.
Oh, thank you.
How about Dr. Mortimer? You have a dog.
The beard.
I have no dog.
Then how do you account for these marks? Evidently the teeth marks of a dog.
The one with glasses with the beard, right?
I used to have a dog. A small spaniel. But it died. Good night.
I'm not sure. He looks familiar. Was he the one that played in the
Holmes, what do you make
the
of it?
Yeti one?
Do you think there's anything in it?
Web of Fear?
Good
It's not the
heavens,
same
you're not
actor,
gonna
is
start
it?
scratching on that infernal thing, are you?
Oh, what?
Might be. I don't know. He looks the same, though. So he wouldn't have aged. Professor Travers or something he was called, right? Was that the character's name?
Goodbye, Sir Henry. If you ever go back to Canada, be sure you sail with us. Thanks. You've all been wonderful. The very best of luck, sir. And the same to you. Goodbye, Sir Henry. Here you are, Sir Henry.
Thank you, sir.
And you.
Thank you, Sir
And
Henry.
you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
sir. Oh, Sir Henry. Oh, it's too bad. It's all over. Just when you and Betsy Ann were really getting to know each other. Oh, but we are going to see one another.
Looks like I play the
again,
violin.
Sir Henry.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I'll Google it. Okay, sounds good.
I have to go down to the country, unfortunately.
To your ancestral estate. How exciting. Perhaps, Betsy Ann, if you are very good, Sir Henry will ask us to visit him.
Of course, yes.
We're staying at the Savoy. Don't forget.
I won't.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Sir Henry,
Yes.
I'm Dr. Mortimer. Your uncle was my best friend.
How do you do? Thank you for coming to meet me.
Not at all, my dear boy. Do you have a pleasant trip?
Splendid, thank you.
I've taken rooms for you at the Northumberland Hotel, where I'm stopping.
Fine.
I assume you'll be staying in London for a few days.
Yes, I haven't seen it since I was a boy.
Thank you, sir. Northumberland Hotel. Sir Charles's death was a great personal loss to me. I was more than his doctor.
Oh, that's the thing.
What's this? What are those words?
Keep away from the moor. Nope, different actor. Okay.
You mind, Sir Henry?
No, not at all. What do you make of it, Mr. Holmes?
Just happens to look like him.
Why do you
Okay.
think that last
Fair
word
enough.
is printed in ink?
Oh, that's simple enough. The words have been snipped from the London Times. That's evident from the typography. But the word moor is an unusual word. Your correspondent evidently couldn't find it in the newspaper. You'll admit, Dr.
Top hat
Holmes,
would be
there's nothing
nice.
supernatural about this.
Yeah.
Supernatural?
Tell me, Sir Henry, has anything else unusual happened to you today since your arrival in London?
I can't think of anything. Unless you say that losing one of your boots is unusual.
You lost one of your boots.
Yes, and brand new ones too. Never had them on. I put them outside the door to be cleaned, and when I went to fetch them, there was only one there.
What do you prefer, the doctor with a hat or without a hat? I've always wanted
They
to
were
ask that
tan ones,
question.
Dr. Watson. It prevents them from scratching to have them polished first. Now, will you please tell me what this is all about? Dr. Mortimer bringing me here to see you. This letter.
It's about you, Sir Henry. Your inheritance, Baskerville Hall. And Dr. Mortimer thinks that it might not be safe for you to go down there.
Say,
On account of a hound. A wild, supernatural monster that has cursed you Baskervilles for the last 200 or 300 years.
oh, that sounds grand. A family ghost, eh? Why didn't you tell me about this before, Dr. Mortimer?
Well, Mr. Holmes suggested. He's going to tell you about it now, Sir Henry. Take him back to the hotel, Dr. Mortimer. Show him that old document. Tell him everything, the whole business. I'll join you a little later.
Come on, we'll stroll back. You can tell me on the way.
This is not something to joke about, Sir Henry. Believe me.
See you presently. Good night.
I don't know. Yeah, I like him with hats, but depends what doctor it is. Would Colin would probably look weird with a hat on, huh? I was thinking that. I'm trying to imagine him with like a Panama hat or something. But
Where are we going? You'll see soon enough. We've not a moment to lose.
how about Colin with a hat? That'd be interesting. Can't imagine 10 with a hat. I don't know. Maybe he'd look all right in a Tom Baker style hat. It would still look weird though.
Keep your eye on that hansom.
This letter dates back to about 1650.
Like McCoy looks really good with a hat. Like a hat works for him. And Davison too.
Get your paper, evening paper. Evening paper, sir. Get your evening paper. Get your paper, evening paper. Evening paper, sir. Tells all the latest news that's going on, sir. Tells all about it. Thank you, sir. Evening paper. This is
Uh-oh. Gun.
he was in
Yeah.
Look out! Stop! Whip up, Kevin. Whip up, I say. Very good, sir.
Attempted assassination there.
Who was it?
Attempted
I don't
murder.
know, it's just as I expected. Hadn't we better hurry on and warn them? No. They're not in any danger now. Here's the number of that hansom. Find out from Scotland Yard who the cabby is, and if you can, fetch him along to the hotel. I'll do my best.
He definitely looks the part though, Basil Rathbone, doesn't he?
Well, now that Dr. Mortimer has told you everything, what have you decided?
To go there, of course.
Good. That's what I thought you'd say.
And if Dr. Mortimer will only guarantee that this supernatural hound of his will really appear, I'd call already.
Oh, don't say that, my boy.
Sounds like a bogey story they told kids to frighten them at night, isn't it, Mr. Holmes?
Yes.
How many
rather.
propagandas were used? I don't know.
Might interest you to know, however, that you were shadowed from my house.
Shadowed?
Yes, and probably have been ever since you arrived in London. By whom? I don't know.
Oh, do I know if prop guns work? Maybe.
You must have seen me run after him and have the cabby dash off. Oh, well, bye. Did you ever discover your mislaid boot?
No. Hello? Well, the brown one's here, but one of the black ones is gone. I'll ring for the chambermaid. Perhaps she can explain.
Yes, do.
Now, why should anyone want to take an odd boot and then exchange a brand new one for an old one?
Can you explain it, Mr. Holmes?
No, I can't.
Come in.
Did you ring, sir?
Yes, about that boot of mine.
Oh, I haven't found it yet, sir. I've made inquiries all over the hotel.
Well, it's back, the brown one, but now one of my black ones is gone.
Oh, sir, that is odd.
Who else except yourself has access to this apartment?
Only the housekeeper, sir, and she wouldn't do a thing like that.
No, of course not.
Certainly
I'm
it's the
terribly sorry,
part,
sir.
yeah.
I'll do my best to find your boot.
All right, thanks.
Oh,
Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening, Dr. Watson.
I've got him. Come on in, Clayton.
Got
Come
him.
this way. This is John Clayton, number 2704.
How do you do?
How do you do, Clayton? Won't you sit down? Don't keep you long. It's good of you to come.
Thank you, sir.
Now, Clayton, I wish you'd tell us who your fare was that watched a certain house on Baker Street this evening and later followed these two gentlemen.
Well, I'm glad to you know as much as I do, sir.
Well, not quite as much, I hope.
The gent said as how he was a detective, sir.
Oh, he did.
Yes, sir.
How would you describe this gentleman, Clayton?
Well, I suppose about 35 years of age, sir. Dressed like a toff. And a small black beard.
The color of his eyes?
I can't say, sir.
I see. When did he tell you that he was a detective?
At the station, sir. When he gave me the 2 guineas, what he'd promised me.
Did he tell you his name?
Yes, sir.
What did he say it was?
Sherlock Holmes, sir.
Sherlock Holmes.
What?
Well, it's the name what he gave me, sir. Sherlock Holmes.
Well, whoever it is at least has a sense of humor. Here, Clayton. Here's something for your trouble.
Thank you, sir. Thank you kindly, sir. Is there anything else I can tell you, sir?
Nothing at all, I think.
No, sir. Good day, sir.
Good day.
Good day, gentlemen.
Well, Mr. Holmes, have we progressed, do you think?
Perhaps. Tell me, Sir Henry, when were you planning to go down to Dartmoor?
Immediately, tomorrow. I'm really awfully keen to see the old place.
You'll accompany us, Mr. Holmes.
I'd like to very much, Dr. Mortimer, but unfortunately I have some rather...
Sounded all
business in
posture
London.
cropping. Yeah, like that
Of course,
one
it's
character,
okay.
yeah. Just
Please
now.
don't think me ungrateful, Dr. Mortimer. I do appreciate your concern for me. But this story of the Hound, it's nonsense. As for that silly letter and all the rest of it, I'm sure it can all quite easily be explained.
I quite agree with you, Sir Henry. All the same, if you don't mind, I'd like to ask Dr. Watson to go down with you.
What, sir?
If you don't mind, Watson.
Gladly, if you care to come.
Of course. I'll be delighted.
Good.
Oh, thank you, Dr. Watson, and thank you, sir.
Then we'll stalk the Hound together.
Now, don't take it too lightly, Sir Henry. Well, I must be going.
Mr. Holmes,
Yes, Dr. Mortimer.
about that person calling himself Sherlock Holmes.
Very interesting, Dr. Mortimer. You'll keep me posted, Watson. Write me daily reports.
To the smallest detail, Holmes.
Fine. I give him into your care, Sir Henry. Guard him well. Good night.
Guard me well.
I like that. Oh, God.
Sorry.
Here we are, Sir Henry, on famous Dartmoor.
Mhm.
And what a history it has. You see those rocks over there? Actually, they're stone houses built by Neolithic man 50, 100,000 years ago.
That's Stonehenge?
Baskervilles go back that far.
And over there, beyond that hill, those dark spots. That's the great Grimpen Mire. As treacherous a morass as
Oh, the
exists
horses.
anywhere.
Yeah.
Thousands of lives have been sucked down into its bottomless depths.
Cheerful little spot. Fascinating.
Oh, it is, Sir Henry. And mysterious. No wonder the people about here have such odd beliefs. Some will tell you that nothing ever really dies upon the moor. And after time...
I live near
one
Stonehenge. Ooh, that's
gets-
really cool. Nice.
You believe that? Of course not. If I believe all the legends about this place,
I got
live
that.
here. I wouldn't have to
Line from Matt Smith in my head now.
And now you're up
Whoever takes the Bandorka
Baskerville Hall.
takes the universe. But bad
Oh,
news,
your
everyone.
ancestors, sir.
Because guess who? Huh?
How are you, Bannerman?
Very well, thank you, sir.
Thank you. This is Bannerman the butler, Sir Henry, and Mrs. Bannerman.
Welcome, Sir Henry. Welcome to Baskerville Hall.
Thank you.
Bannerman
Never
was your
actually
uncle
been
most
there,
of his
though.
life, as
Okay.
was his father before him.
Well, I hope you'll be just as happy here with me.
Thank you, Sir Henry.
Baskerville Hall.
And just as it's always been, Sir Henry.
Thanks,
Until
yeah.
some modernizing upstairs.
Yeah, if you heard,
Down here, nothing's
thanks,
been
my
added
friend.
or
Yeah.
taken away since Sir Hugo's time.
Well, I wouldn't say it's the most cheerful spot I've ever seen.
I beg your pardon, sir. What time do you wish dinner served, sir?
Early, I think. Dr. Mortimer has to drive home. Tell the coachman to have the carriage ready after dinner.
I'll tell him, sir. Now, I suppose you'd like to
I don't see the point when you live nearby one day, though. Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Oh, by Stonehenge. I see what you mean. I think, yeah.
Be careful, sir. These steps are a bit in need of repair.
You think I wanted this? I didn't do this. This wasn't me. That's from A Good Man Goes to War, right? Where the hell have you been? Every time you've asked, I've been there. Where the hell were you today? You could have tried.
I didn't want to startle you. I thought you might be asleep. What is it? Come quickly. Someone's prowling around.
Uh-oh. Definitely getting London from her voice, yeah. Then with Davison, his more he breathes heavily, doesn't he? Heavy breathing. I don't know. Like Alice, I tend to believe 3 impossible things before breakfast. Or breathless, I mean. That's what I mean.
What are you doing, Barrowman?
Oh, nothing, sir. It was the window.
The window?
Yes, sir. I was just seeing that it was fastened.
What does it matter whether it's fastened or not? The window on the second floor.
I go around every night seeing that they're fastened. Sir Charles always insisted upon it.
Well, that sounds reasonable enough.
Well, if it's properly fastened now, Barrowman, you can get
The
back
film
to bed.
inspired the Grateful Dead song Dire Wolf.
Thank you.
Interesting.
Do you see anything? Nothing. Nothing except a pinpointed light a long way off, over there by the crags. Well, keep your eye on that point of light. And tell me what happens. Do you see anything now? It's gone now. There it is again.
Interesting.
There it goes. Just as I thought. Harriman was signaling someone. Come on, get some clothes. We'll find out.
Mm-hmm. Going to take place in 1889. Yeah.
It's still there. Try not to lose sight of it.
Yeah, it is an interesting plot.
Perhaps down here, whoever it is may come back.
What about getting a little further away from that light? Up there.
Good idea. Stop! Are you mad? Whoever it is knows his way among these rocks. We don't.
Who the devil can it be? You were right about Barrowman.
Yes, but what connection can there possibly be between that horrible creature and Barrowman?
You know, I've half a mind to fire the fellow in the morning, then notify the police and let them shadow him.
No, it's the last thing that Holmes wants us to do. Our job is to watch Barrowman. Watch him like a hawk. Come on, let's get back.
What do you think it is?
This was meant to be a standalone film, but after the huge sex fuck decided to make it a series of films with the same actors. Yeah. Great creepy Howie.
If we were back in London, this
Give me
would seem
chills.
ridiculous.
Let's get on.
Look here, Doctor. You don't believe that nonsense, do you?
Of course not. No more than you know.
Morning.
Morning, Sir Henry.
Yep, I'm good. Okay.
So that's our famous Moor, eh?
Yes, sir.
Come in. Oh, where's Sir Henry?
You went out, sir.
Where?
Across the moor.
Didn't I tell you to let me know immediately? If Sir Henry ever ventured out there alone?
I know, but I only just found out from my wife.
We got a second person in here. Say hello in the chat if you'd like. Don't have to, but I jinx it. Didn't force them to. Oh well. Trying to be nice and hospitable.
Oh, forgive my shouting at you, Dr. Watson. My name's Stapleton. Live just across the moor.
But how did you know my name, sir?
Oh, from Dr. Mortimer, one of our neighbors.
Oh, yes, sir.
Hi, Sir Henry.
He's very well, thank you.
Oh, we were a bit worried he might decide not to come here. After the rumors that followed the sad death of Sir Charles, has Mr. Sherlock Holmes come to any conclusion yet?
I really can't say.
Oh, is he going to honor us with a visit?
I haven't the slightest idea.
Well, if I can be of any help, I do hope you'll call upon me. I know this place pretty well.
Thank you, but I don't think I shall be needing any help.
Wonderful place, this moor. From a scientist's point of view, there's nothing like it. Vast, barren, mysterious. You see those bright green spots over there?
Seems a little more fertile than the rest.
Fertile. That's the great Grimpen Marsh. One false step means death. Only yesterday, one of the moor ponies wandered into it. Turned me sick with horror to see it struggling. And the sound of its screams...
Ooh, howling again.
What's that? Oh, that. Well, the people around here say it's the Hound.
Surely you don't believe such rot.
Bugs make queer noises. Or perhaps it's a bittern booming. A bittern? Yes, a very rare bird. Practically extinct. If anything is extinct on the moor...
Stop! Stop! Look out! Stop!
voice. A woman's voice.
Thank heavens you heard me. Another few yards, you'd have been into that mire. Looks innocent, doesn't it? But only yesterday, a little more pony got into it. And that was the end of it.
Well, thank you for shouting at me.
You're Sir Henry?
Yes.
Oh, I suppose I should say welcome, Sir Henry. But I'm afraid it wouldn't be sincere.
Oh, that's understandable. A stranger coming here and taking the place of someone you were fond of.
Oh, it's not that.
No? Tell me, what is it?
Sounds silly, I know.
Oh, it's not that ridiculous Hound legend.
I never used to believe those things. So I came to live down here.
But you do now.
You're rich. You can go anywhere you want to. There are so many other places to live in the world. Interesting places.
Just now, I find this place very interesting.
Why, hello, Beryl.
Hello.
Oh, Dr. Watson, my stepsister, Miss Stapleton.
How do you do?
How do you do?
Hello, Doctor.
And this, I'm sure, must be...
Oh, Sir Henry, my brother.
Rathbone appeared in more than 70 films, but Sherlock was amongst his favorites, yeah.
I'm here and to stay.
Oh, that's splendid. You know, it's been quite dull down here since the hall's been closed.
It's wide open now.
He played the villain in Marco Zorro, didn't he?
Who's both come to dine with me?
You must come to us first.
Yes, what about tomorrow night? You and Dr. Watson.
And then he played in Robin Hood, I believe, as well.
Of course, you already know Dr. Mortimer. The only other one's old Mr. Franklin. Who's he?
Oh, wait till you meet him, Sir Henry. He'll bring suit against you, I warn you.
What on earth for?
You'll find something. Stirring people into passion with him.
I'll look forward to it.
Nice.
All right, tomorrow night then.
Thank you. And thank you again for rescuing me.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
And were it not a personal insult to Sir Henry, I would never have come to you this evening.
Oh, but why, Mr. Franklin?
As a stickler for convention. I'm not in the habit of breaking bread with my host on the eve of prosecute yet.
Great heavens, what crime have I committed now?
A most gruesome one, Mr. Stapleton. That of body snatching.
What?
You're a body snatcher, sir. A ghoul, a despoiler of graves.
Oh, come.
Like that accent.
That's a very serious charge. Oh, Beryl, refill Mr. Franklin's glass, will you?
Thank you, my dear. And an excellent vintage it is, too. But if you're implying that I'm tipsy, sir...
Oh, of course he's not.
Tell us more, Mr. Franklin. Whose body has Mr. Stapleton been snatching?
According to my evidence, sir, Mr. Stapleton was seen digging among the old stone huts on the moor.
He's got some rolling R's there in that accent.
A skull.
Oh, that.
A most interesting relic, Sir Henry, of Neolithic man. I'll show it to you after dinner. 50,000 years old if it's a day.
Nonetheless, sir, you removed it from the grave without the consent of the next of kin. And according to British law, that constitutes body snatching. Deny that if he can.
But what good will it do you to prosecute Mr. Stapleton?
None, sir. I have no interest in the matter. I act entirely from a sense of public duty. If you care to drop by my house someday and take a tipple of wine with me, I'll be glad to tell you a thing or two about everybody here. About him, prowling the Grimpen Mire at night, and why he takes half of it. Oh, there's no secret about us. As you know, I dabble a bit in the occult. Mrs. Mortimer has very strong mediumistic qualities. She finds the old caves on the moor particularly conducive to psychic phenomena.
Very interesting. Have you ever tried to communicate with my uncle since his death?
Oh, yes, on several occasions, with no success. But if my wife would consent to a seance tonight, while you, Sir Henry, are present, we might...
No, James. Not tonight. Please. Perhaps some other time. Shall we have coffee in the drawing room? Why, of course, Mrs. Mortimer.
If you and Dr. Watson would care to see my little collection.
Oh, yes, let's go.
Yes, we're in here.
Rathbone played Sherlock in 14 movies, yep. Longest serving Holmes, yep.
Oh, very modest in the collection. But this one really is...
Plus, he did radio, too. So, yeah.
You'll observe its unusual cranial index.
My wife has consented. She's been to a seance.
Splendid. Oh, fine.
Please come at once. Now then, I go the chairs, arrange yourselves naturally, comfortably here to the fire. As Shakespeare says, you can call spirits from the vasty deep, but will they answer? They'll not answer scoffers or skeptics. If that's your attitude, Mr. Franklin, perhaps you wouldn't mind leaving us.
And this one, yeah,
Sure,
he's
Mr. Franklin didn't mean to doubt.
Of course I don't. And I ask
he
you
plays
to
in the
keep a
beginning
civil
and then
tongue in
kind
your
of
head,
the
Dr. Mortimer.
middle
Ordering
and
me out from under the roof of my host is grounds for a very
towards the end.
nasty little lawsuit.
Oh, come now, Mr. Franklin. Sit down by me.
Now, tonight we may communicate with Sir Charles. Find out what he feared so greatly. What he was running away from.
Don't see him for like 30 minutes, basically, in between this movie.
Sir Henry here. Oh, would you please put out those lights?
Certainly.
Stapleton, that light, please. Dr. Watson.
The interesting thing is, in the later Sherlock Holmes movies he did,
You all keep quiet.
they're not set in Victorian era. They're set in like World War II, aren't they?
Your hand, please.
Yes, he did regular Sherlock Holmes from 39 to 46.
Sir Charles, can you speak to us? Let us know if you're present. There are things that only you can explain. Speak to us, Sir Charles, if you're here. There are things that only you can tell us. Sir Charles, can you speak to us? Let us know.
Cheaper, I imagine, yeah, to do it that way.
There are things that only you can tell us. Speak to us, Sir Charles, if you're here. There are things that only you can explain.
Ooh, the creepy howling again.
That sound. I've heard it before.
It's nothing. Nothing but the wind.
Or a bittern. I was telling Dr. Watson only yesterday about it.
Sir Charles?
But that's the greatness of
What
Holmes. It works in
happened
near
that
any
night?
era. True.
What was it you feared? Tell us, Sir Charles, of all the weird, terrible things that have happened on the moor.
Listen. There it is again. Oh, I can't stand it. Will somebody put on the lights, please?
I tell you, it's nothing. Nothing but the wind.
Mr. Franklin, what did you think it was?
The Hound, of course. The Hound of the Baskervilles. Any fool would know that.
James, get my cape. Take me home.
Very well, my dear. Dr. Watson, can I give you and Sir Henry a
220
No, thank
episodes
you.
for
We have our
Rock
own
Wow.
carriage.
That's a lot.
You're trembling.
That wasn't the wind we heard.
That plus radio, yeah, that definitely would make him one of the
That's what I
longest
tried
for
to tell you
sure.
yesterday on the moor. That's why I wish you hadn't come here.
But sounds can't hurt you. It doesn't matter what they are or where they come from.
You don't know.
Oh, you've got to get all that nonsense out of your head, Beryl.
I wish I could.
You're going to. I'm going to make it my business to see that you do. You've been alone too much. There's nothing to do down here. That's the trouble. I'm going to change all that, if you let me. We'll go fishing together, riding. You
They
like
must have
riding?
loved the character, yeah.
Yes, I do.
Good. We'll start tomorrow, shall we?
Yes, thanks.
Fine. I'll ride over for you in the morning.
You coming, Sir Henry?
Right, Doctor? Good night.
Good night. Hello.
Hello, Beryl. Well, where shall we go today?
There's one place we haven't been. High Tor.
Fine.
That's where all the old ruins are. You know, Jack says they're over 50,000 years old.
That sounds interesting.
And you can still see the remains of their stone huts.
I didn't think World War II started when this film was made. True.
Those Spanish stones over there, they're graves. Oh, those huge ones, monoliths, the remains of their temples.
Doesn't anybody know who they were or what they looked like?
Jack has some theory about them. But anyway, they must be very primitive, living on roofs and dressing in skins.
But still laughing and dreaming, just as we do. I I wonder how many times some young savage brought his bride into this very hut. Said, take your hat off, darling. This is home.
You know, this is probably where she cooked these
Nah, we don't have to finish it.
What a yell he must have let out when she burst.
We're already more than halfway there.
And now they're quite forgotten.
Just as we will be, too, one day. Do you suppose when a man met a girl that he liked, he had to wait a respectably long time before he dared tell her? Or things like that, sudden, natural?
I'd like to think that things were like that.
Beryl, that's the way they are with me.
Oh.
Yeah, read nice scenery.
We've only known each other such a little while.
Here, you see, convention, custom. We can't even be ourselves when we want to be. Why is that?
You know, I used to come down here quite often and explore these old caves when Jack and I first came to live here. I didn't have the fear of the moor then.
And you've none now, that's all gone.
Oh. When I'm with you, it's gone. I seem to forget it, laughing and talking.
It might be a set, yeah.
And at night, I still wake up trembling, as if in my sleep I could hear those awful noises. And it gets bad as ever, and I think of you and I wish you weren't here.
Oh, don't say that.
Well, I wish you were in London or in Canada.
But even if I wanted to go back to London or Canada, I couldn't.
Why not?
You know why. You must know why.
It's actually hard to
I can't
tell.
go anywhere now, unless you come with me.
Oh, Henry.
Oh. Would you mind pausing for a minute? I'm afraid I've lost my way.
Oh, hello, Doctor. So Henry and I were just...
We were getting engaged.
Engaged? Splendid. May I congratulate you both?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Who is that?
It seems that we didn't pick a very secluded spot.
What do you want? Just crossing the moor, sir. Just crossing the moor. My dear.
Oh, yeah, with them, yeah.
Sir. I must have something here. What interests you,
Oh, we
sir?
know who that is
How
in
about
disguise.
How about a nice mouth organ, sir? No, thank you. Oh. Here's something an old squire like you could use, sir. A whistle. A whistle for calling your sheepdog. Calling my what? Sheepdog, sir. A regular charmer, sir. Hear him from miles around, sir. Take it away and yourself with it. I'll get some scent for the ladies, sir.
That'll do. Be off about your business.
All right, sir. I ain't doing no harm.
You know, that's what I hate about this moor. There's always something strange.
Look, he's limping on the other foot now.
Definitely North England accent, yeah. That's Holmes. Has to be.
Gentlemen.
Yes, sir.
Who delivered this note?
No one, sir. I found it slipped under the front door.
Thank you.
Barrowman, is Sir Henry at home?
No, sir. He's gone across the moor.
Oh, I'm sorry I missed him. Did Dr. Watson go with him?
No, sir.
Oh, thank you, Barrowman.
I'll tell Sir Henry you called, sir.
Yes, do.
Oh, the radio plays were right in front of a live audience. That's cool. Yeah, he isn't in this movie much. I mean, I guess it's good to, like, get you to anticipate more with him, but kind of make you miss him, That has to be a set, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it really is more of a Watson thing through more than half of it. He's setting clues. Yep.
Was it you who sent me that communication? I did, sir. Out with it. Whatever it is you want me to hear. I only want you to hear this signal, sir. Sir? He don't come no finer, sir. What blasted impertinence. Getting me out here to... Look here, my man. You're up to something. I only ask you to try him, sir. Be careful. This thing's loaded. Who are you? Well, I might ask the same of you, sir. Prowling around the moor, spying out on everybody. That's my business. To spy? Oh, what is it? Yes, and if you want to know who I am, I'll tell you.
Halfway through, yeah.
Who are you? I'm Sherlock Holmes. Sherlock Holmes, the detective? Yes, and now perhaps you realize why I can't be hoodwinked. Oh, sir, that changes everything. Now, who are you? Quick! Well, in that case, sir, my name must be Watson. Holmes! How are you, my dear fellow? A fine detective you are, calling yourself Sherlock Holmes. So you be down here on the moor all the time. That's the fine way to treat me, I must say. Send me down here. Let me think you in London. Working on that blackmail case, let me sit up half the night.
That's funny.
Writing those blasted reports. Serious reports, my dear. What's not very valuable they were, too. I made arrangements to have them forwarded on to me. A shabby trick, which I'll not forget. Ah, but a very necessary trick. If I come down here with you and Sir Henry, every movement of mine will
Great
be
actors,
watched.
yeah.
While in this way, only you and Sir Henry have been watched, and I've been free to work. That's all very well. But making a fool of me. Sit down, Watson. Do sit down. Perhaps a little supper will help you to get over your huff. Huff? I'm in no huff. Here, try some of these sardines. It's a pity I didn't know you were coming. I'd have provided a brace of pheasants. It's a pity you didn't think of bringing down that infernal violin of yours to regale me with some of your enchanting music. I did, my dear Watson. Anything to oblige.
That's funny.
Well, if you've had enough to eat, Watson, and you're
Yeah, he likes to mess with them.
I think we better be getting along. Getting along well, if I'm not crying. I'm returning with you to Baskerville Hall. There's still some gaps to be filled in, but all in all, things are becoming a little clearer. Not to me, I assure you. Still a hopeless jumble. Mr. Franklin, Dr. Mortimer, the Barrowmans, put it all together and what have you got? Murder, my dear Watson. Refined, cold-blooded murder. Murder? There's no doubt about it in my mind. Or perhaps I should say in my imagination. That's where crimes are conceived and where they're solved. In the imagination. There's been no murder. Unless you mean for Charles.
That's good.
Clearly indicated that he died from heart failure. That's why so many murders remain unsolved, Watson. People will stick to facts, even though they prove nothing. Now, if we go beyond facts, use our imagination as the criminal does.
What time?
Imagine what might have happened. Act on it.
Okay.
I've been trying to do in
To
this
get the
case.
stuff for
Use to find ourselves
Yeah.
justified. Then you know, another day to the most I will know. My one fear is the murder will strike before we're ready. In that case, what's that?
I'd say Barrymore and Rathbone did.
There. No, there.
Are you almost done?
No, in a little while. Yep.
Hound. Come on, Watson, quick.
Another 2 hours?
Yeah. Hour.
Because it's 11 o'clock right now.
Yep. Because we're not doing much.
No, I have homework.
Yeah. He says hi.
Hi. Did you already have coffee?
Yeah, I had a little bit.
Look! Sir Henry! Run along that bridge and fall over.
Nah. We're not doing much right now.
Skull crushed in.
A convict. Thank heaven.
What? That's the man I shot at the night we arrived. The man Barrowman was signaling to. Who is it?
A Notting Hill murderer. Escaped from prison last month. Hiding on the moor.
Yeah, she's just gonna be working on
Notting Hill murderer? Do you mean that he is responsible
still
for all
finish.
this?
That remains to be seen.
But he's wearing Sir Henry's clothes.
Yes, that accounts for it.
I'd say Barrymore and
For the
Rathbone
Hound.
have the nose.
These
'Cause
clothes were
look,
the cause of that poor devil's death.
they're
You
all
mean that the
saying.
Hound was after Sir Henry?
Yes, and mistook the convict for him because of the scent of the clothes. Do you remember that missing boot, Watson? Why do you suppose the brown one, the one that had never been worn,
I already ate at
so
it.
mysteriously
I had
replaced
a
in the
donut.
black
I had
one
apple
taken?
fritter earlier.
Why?
Because a boot that had never been worn wouldn't have had the scent of the owner, and the black one had.
But how does this convict come to be wearing Sir Henry's clothes?
Oh, well, that's simple enough.
Why, Dr. Watson. Somebody hurt? Who's this?
The convict who escaped from Princeton.
Oh, how terrible. I heard a cry. That's what brought me over here. What's your theory about it, Mr. Holmes?
You're quick at identification.
Oh, everybody knows you, sir. As a matter of fact, we've been expecting
Yeah,
you
you're right.
around
They
here.
actually do.
My name's Stapleton.
Yeah.
How'd you do?
You came in time to see a tragedy.
Yes, it's most unpleasant remembrance for me to take back to London tomorrow.
Oh, must you go so soon? I've been looking forward to meeting
Downey
you.
Jr. I don't
wait,
think
I
really looks the part
We were
though.
hoping, Mr. Holmes,
I know
that you
Downey
may be able
Jr.
to shed
did
some
Sherlock
light on the
Holmes, and I was
occurrences
like
that have
looking at
followed
him,
us
and
down
I'm
here.
like, doesn't quite look
Yes,
the
but an
part.
investigator needs something more than legends and rumors.
Oh, quite so.
Rathbone and Barrymore though for sure did.
Give me a hand, will you, Watson? We'd better put this poor fellow in one of the huts till the morning.
Let me give you a hand.
Oh, I think we can manage all right, thank you.
Where's Sir Henry Barrowman?
In the library, sir. Now, Barrowman, if your wife's still up, will you tell her Mr. Sherlock Holmes would like a word with her? Sherlock Holmes? Yes. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Everyone's interested in the current series of Doctor Who. It seems all negativity.
Sir Henry?
Yeah,
Holmes!
I actually have taken a break from
So well,
watching
Sir
those. Actually,
Why didn't you tell me Mr. Holmes was coming?
Well, I was
he didn't know. We ran across each other in the village.
I am glad to see you. What is it, Barrowman?
Oh, I asked.
I just need a
Mrs.
break from
Barrowman,
watching
if you don't
that
mind,
stuff.
Sir
It just
Henry.
gets me
Of course not.
riled up.
Come
Kind
in,
of gets me
Mrs.
upset
Barrowman.
actually. What they're doing with it, with the division crap and all that
I
stuff,
think you'd better sit down.
wiping the memory and all that baloney
I'm
rubbish
afraid I've some rather
bullshit.
bad news for you.
What is it?
Well, it's going to be a bit of a shock. Oh. They've caught him. Your brother.
They'll hang him for sure.
Yeah,
No, Mr.
Carbatzel looks a little bit the part.
He's beyond the law now.
Not as much as them though. I mean, still better than Downey Jr. though.
We came upon the poor fellow as we were crossing the moor. He must have missed his footing and fallen over the cliff. No further need, Barrowman, to signal to him from the window or take food out to him or give him Sir Henry's discarded clothes.
Go, Sir Henry.
Yeah, I mean, he
What
does
am I
make me
doing?
laugh too. Yeah.
Anyone here wanted to tell you all along so as you could notify the police. But he was my kin, my own kin. Even though
But I'm not gonna
he
be
lost
watching the
no
episodes, so I mean, you know, I'll watch the Noel stuff, you know, when he's watching it for a few minutes. But it's
He
like
won't
I'm not
do it
gonna
against Bannerman.
watch the whole episode
Of
of
course.
Flux. So it's like
Now take her along and see that she's all right.
Thank you.
Cumberbatch is good, yeah.
Thank you, Sir Henry.
Well, it's nice to get that in cleared up for their sake as well as mine.
It clears up everything, I think, Sir Henry. That poor devil must have been completely demented.
And that accounts for those dreadful noises that we've been hearing from time to time.
Exactly. Your troubles are over, Sir Henry.
I really am most grateful, Mr.
No,
Holmes.
not at all. I've done little enough. But you can sleep peacefully in your bed now and commence to lead the life of a happy country squire.
Well, not for a little bit, I'm afraid. I'm off to Canada again.
Canada.
Beryl, Miss Stapleton, and I are going to be married.
Miss Stapleton.
A very charming young lady. Congratulations.
Everything's arranged. Her brother's giving us a farewell party tomorrow night. We'll be married in London the following day, and then off for a honeymoon to Canada.
My congratulations too, Sir Henry.
Thanks. What luck you're here. You and Dr. Watson will be with us tomorrow night.
No, I'm sorry. I'm afraid I can't. I must hurry back to London, and so should you too, Watson. We'll have to report to the police here about that convict in the morning.
Loving
But there's a
this,
train
yeah.
leaving early in the
Can't wait
afternoon.
until I can edit your
Oh, what a
movie.
pity. Well, we'll be
Nice,
dreadfully
yeah.
disappointed.
We
Now,
still
we'll
need to
remedy
do
that
that,
when you
don't
come
we?
up to London. You must
Been busy with
You
stuff.
must dine with us before you sail. Well, there's the old boy himself, Sir Hugo.
Sir
Hugo,
Hugo.
the beast of the Baskervilles.
Not a bad bit of brushwork. By Ransom, one of the minor painters.
Oh, I don't imagine it's very valuable. I can't quite agree with you, Sir Henry. One day it might prove to be of the greatest value. Well, we must be going.
There's still one or two little points, Holmes, that I can't for the life of me reconcile with your theory about that poor demented convict.
One or two little points?
Surely you can't mean that he was in London 3 weeks ago? Sent that letter? Stole that boat?
Yeah, I'm not being hard
And
on
who
it.
the devil did?
The same person who was responsible for the death of that convict last night and will try again to murder Sir Henry tonight.
Tonight?
Unless my imagination has run away with itself, and I don't think that it has.
Then why are we rushing up to London? Leaving Sir Henry entirely unprotected?
We're not, my dear Watson. We're just giving the impression of rushing up to London. A minute now, there'll be no Canton there. We'll catch a train back to Dartmoor. If my surmise is correct, we'll nab our man in the act.
And if you know who it is, why all this run about Rigborough? Why don't you have him arrested?
Because I've no case. Not a shred of evidence that would hold in any court. The only way is to catch him red-handed. To catch him in such a way that there's no escape. No alibi. That means gambling with Sir Henry's life.
But you can't
Gambling to save his life. But we've got to take that chance.
Steam Train?
Otherwise,
Yeah,
the
we did
shadow of
Roaring
sudden
Camp.
death will be forever hanging over his head, and sooner or later... Here we are, Oakham.
Train. We've done that one.
And may you both spend the rest of your years
I like trains better than airplanes, to be honest.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
And now I want to thank you all for the kindness that you've shown a stranger. And when Basil and I return, I want you to know that you'll always be welcome at Baskerville Hall.
Thank you. Thank you, Sir Henry.
It's going to be lonely for you, Mr. Stapleton, with Beryl gone.
Yes, indeed it will, Mrs. Mortimer. I shall be more dependent than ever upon you, my neighbors.
Don't count upon me, sir. In my opinion, you're a
Yeah, he improves, doesn't
And
he?
until the courts have decreed otherwise, I want nothing whatsoever to do
Big
with
fine,
you.
yeah.
Oh, Mr. Franklin.
If that was in space, that'd be a whole other story.
I say, Ryder, can't we go a little faster?
I'm doing the best I can, sir.
But then again, maybe not. Unless it's technology like Star Trek, maybe I wouldn't want to fly. Yeah, in space. Maybe not.
How far is it to Baskerville Hall?
It's 5 miles by road, sir. But if
We
you
have a
want
long way to
cut
go
over the
before we
moor,
get to that.
It's only about 3.
Here you are. Come on, Watson, quick.
It's been a wonderful evening, Stapleton.
Well, glad you could be with us, Mortimer.
Take this brooch, my dear, and wear it on your wedding dress. It belonged to my great-grandmother. Something old, something new. You know.
Oh, that's so sweet of you, Mrs. Mortimer. Thank you so much.
And come back to us soon, both of you.
We will.
May I offer you a lift, my lad? It's such a beautiful night, Mr. Franklin. I think I'll walk, thank you.
Merely a gesture of hospitality. Reject it if you like. Get up there.
You're not going to cross the moor alone, Sir Henry.
Boats are
Why
cool.
not? There's nothing to fear anymore.
I can't be sure.
Oh, but I have Mr. Sherlock Holmes' own word for it.
Come along, James. Good night, Sir Henry.
Good night, Mr. Mortimer.
And the best of luck to you both.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.
I wish you'd let Mr. Franklin drive you home.
I wanted to stay and say good night to you. This is our last good night. From tomorrow on, there won't be any more. Ever.
Tomorrow we'll be away from this place.
I wish it were now.
So do I.
Oh, now, don't be silly. Good night, Beryl.
Good night, dear.
Well, was it a nice party?
Wonderful. Everything is most of all, you... Jack, I haven't said very much about going away, but you know how I feel.
Yes, of course. It had to be.
Well, you won't be too dreadfully lonely, will you?
Well, I shall have my work.
Henry and I'll be back before you even know it.
Yes, of course you will. Well, you better go to bed now.
The carrots, that's
Big day
fun, yeah.
tomorrow.
He's gonna die,
Good
yeah.
night, dear.
I'm not surprised. Yeah, true. Shouldn't be just you picking, huh? Okay, I'll pick the next one. There we go.
Over there. We'll head him off.
Jack!
Dog is mad.
Where are you?
Yeah, it's my channel, yeah. Yeah, you have a point. Not good. Yep, he was the killer. Exactly. Why would you walk alone when a murder's happening? Uh-oh. I wonder if that dog looked like a penny, yeah. Hurry up.
Thank you.
You'll be all right, old man.
Watson. Yes, soldier. Mr. Holmes?
Yes.
What was it? We've got to get him home quickly.
Can you manage him alone?
Yes.
Well, I've got things to do.
Help get his arm around my shoulder. I'm all right.
Going to throw not long now. Yeah, well, we're almost 5 minutes left. By quick. Didn't seem like it dragged this movie. Went by quick.
Pretty painful, I know. But it won't take much longer.
Go on, go ahead.
Now, Mrs. Barrowman, some gauze, please. I just heard the dreadful news.
Thank heavens you're safe. Is you all right? Well, now we know for certain that this is no legend, no myth. There really is a hound.
Was a hound?
Yes, Mr. Holmes told me. I ran into him across the moor. He asked me to send you to him at once. The matter of great importance. He said he'd wait for you at the spot where the beast was killed.
I must finish here first. This poor boy has taken a terrific beating.
Well, I can carry on for you, Doctor. I'm a bit of a doctor myself, you know.
Do you think you could manage?
Yes, I'm sure I could. I think you really ought to go, Dr. Watson. Mr. Holmes was most urgent.
Oh, really?
I shall need some hot water, Mrs. Barrowman. Oh, I want it boiling, please.
Yes.
It must have been a terrifying experience, Sir Henry. Terrifying.
It was. It was indeed.
Yes, I can see you're still weak. From
Poison, huh?
I can't say I feel any too well.
Here, drink this, Sir Henry. You'll feel much stronger. I'll see to your other bandages after. Oh, it may taste a little bitter, but don't mind that.
Sir Henry! Well, feeling better?
Yes, thanks.
I say that's uncomfortably close to your eye, isn't it? All along this side?
Yeah. He came just in time, didn't he?
Oh, I'm terribly sorry. That was clumsy of me.
was only a bit of a tonic. Sir Henry's lost considerable blood.
Yes?
Henry! Henry!
I'm all right, darling.
Don't drink it.
We heard those dreadful noises on the way home.
It's a mercy he's alive. I owe you an apology, Sir Henry, for jeopardizing your life.
Jeopardizing? But you saved my life.
But there was no possible way for me to foretell the farm.
Love Rathbone, yeah.
And I must apologize, too, for deceiving you last night. When I told you that your troubles were over, I knew that they weren't. But if I hadn't cleared out, the crisis which came tonight would have been indefinitely postponed, with the shadow of death hanging over you. And over you, too, Miss Stapleton.
You knew this was going to happen?
How could you know?
The person who wanted to snuff out your life, Sir Henry,
You can see he likes the
was
role.
the
Oh,
same
yeah.
one who plotted to kill your uncle. He wanted to get you both out of the way, so that he could lay claim to this place, to the whole Baskerville estate. In tracing back his lineage, he discovered not only that he was the next of kin, but also learned of that old legend about the Hound. So he brought the Hound to life. By the simple expedient of buying the most savage dog that he could find and hiding it here on the moor until he needed it. If he had succeeded tonight, the blame would have fallen on the legendary monster, and no possible suspicion would have been attached to him. A most ingenious device. And I'm quite sure that he would have had no difficulty in proving his claim to Baskerville Hall and all that goes with it. The most amazing instance of a throwback that I've ever seen.
It's him, yeah.
And you can see for yourself. Stapleton. One move and I'll shoot. You stay where you are. You're under arrest, Stapleton. For the murder of Sir Charles Baskerville, the murder of a convict, and the attempted murder of Sir Henry.
You can't arrest me, Holmes. Now, one move from any of you and I'll blast you all to kingdom come. So sorry, old boy. What's the matter, old man?
What's the matter? That's our man.
Stapleton, the murderer?
He won't get very far. I've posted constables on both the roads, and the only other way is across the Grimpen Mire. I'm so sorry, Miss Stapleton. I wish I could have spared you this. Well, that officially closes the case, Sir Henry. And a very interesting case for your annals, Watson. An ordinary dog, an ingenious criminal,
And a more ingenious detective. I owe you a tremendous debt of gratitude.
Oh, you all do, Sir Henry. Mr. Holmes, we've admired you in the past, as does every Englishman. Your record as our greatest detective is known throughout the world. But this, seeing how you work, knowing that there is in England such a man as you, gives us all a sense of safety and security. God bless you, Mr. Holmes.
Thank you, Dr. Mortimer. Thank you. And now, if you don't mind, I've had rather a strenuous day. I think I'll turn in.
Of course.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night. Good night, Mr. Good night. Oh, Watson, a needle.
Again. Oh, good. What else did you get? Cool. 7 out of 10? I'll give it an 8.5.
You do 2 more streams if you want.
Yeah, I'm not going to do 2 right now. I might do 1 well, wait, we're doing the stuff tomorrow. I can't do it tomorrow.
Because we're busy tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Preparing for Turkey Day.
Yeah, I'll give it an 8.5 for me. Oh yeah, I'll show you something while I'm at it. I'll screen share real quick before I leave here. Screen share. So I'm going to do something. Paget illustrations. These are the original illustrations. Okay. Yeah, he does look like him, actually. Look at this. Paget. Yep, there's another one. Yeah, pretty close resemblance to Rathbone, too. Yep. Alrighty. Well, I'm going to close this stream to close. Alright.
We need to start cleaning up.
Yeah, we should probably clean up. Alright, I'm going to end the stream now. That was fun. TARDIS time, my friend. Alright. Top 10 Holmes actors or top 10 Holmes movies? Yep. Yeah, you too. I'll go with Rathbone. I like Barrymore in that movie, and then I like Brett from the 80s. Those might be my top 3. Movies, I'll have to give that a thought. All right. Take care. Peace. Bye for now.